Okay, so I just got home from a really long trip, and every time we get home from like long trips or long days, Lauren and I have a tendency to curl up on the couch, not speak, sit there for 5 hours, and watch 5 hours of television.
Yeah, it's a bad habit, but it's because I think we work so hard throughout the week that like that one day, usually it's like a Saturday or Sunday.
No, it's not. It's a Monday or Tuesday. Let's be real.
Stop. We'll just sit in our we have a couch and it pulls out to a bed, so we'll pull it out to a bed and then we literally just sit there.
Yeah.
But you think that we have this like terminology that we use?
Yeah, and I just don't remember what we use. So we have another thing where when we say we need space from each other,
which is often,
go into our own bedrooms and we say this word and we're like, don't talk to me, and it's in the nicest way possible.
Ava, it was like, whenever we have a long day, Ava goes, I'm just going to go home and hibernate. And that means, I think, in Ava term, that she's just going to go into her room. But if she says, I'm going to go home and we'll hermit, that means we're going to get in our PJs and get on the couch and we have to do something together. So there's two different things.
Okay, yeah, but I thought hibernate was when we were together.
I thought hibernate wasn't
and that
for
hermit was then for like a hermit crab in the shell.
But when you hibernate, you like go away into
but when you hibernate,
cave.
you sleep on the couch with your friends.
I don't know about that one.
Well, it doesn't matter. We have two terms, hermit and hibernate. And we
we'll
don't know which one's
out,
which. You guys can argue about it.
We're lazy anyways.
But that's what we do after a long day. It's how we
make it to the next one.
Regroup. And it's funny because we have a wonderful guest here today.
Yes.
Charles.
Love him.
And he is the reason that we have recently got out of our hermit and hibernating stage, and we shall talk about that.
Yes. He had a wonderful party that we were invited to a few weeks ago, and we met friends. And we usually don't meet friends because we're always hermiting or hibernating.
So we're very thankful.
But yes, we have Charles on. He is just like an empire of TikTok. I love his content. You love his content. I also can't wait to talk to him about his like track experience because I was a track runner myself. So cool. And there's so much to touch on.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Hold for sound.
Speed. Let's roll. Oh, that felt like a marathon. Welcome back to Hold for Sound podcast.
I'm Ava.
I'm Lauren. And this is CB3. Hey, he's on the pod.
Oh my goodness. We are so happy to have you here today.
Pumped, like truly pumped. Except you must be exhausted because you just got off the plane.
Yes, like an hour ago. I actually thought I would have to come straight here, but my flight got in a little early, so I stopped by the apartment, changed, and now I'm here.
Nice.
But yeah, no, it's an honor. I really am proud of both of you. Glad that I'm here, and I can't wait.
That was so nice.
Yeah, well, it's been a whirlwind. Let's just talk about your 24th birthday party.
Yeah.
Absolutely
24th
amazing.
birthday. It was amazing. It was my 24 karat gold birthday celebration.
Such a good theme.
I had to think so long about like a theme that was different, you know, that stood out. And I was like 24 karat magic, Bruno Mars. Like that was a song that played every few minutes. And it was really good. We all wore gold and black and it was at a really nice place. Had some amazing people there. Right here. I mean, hey.
Yeah.
So it was really fun. You all enjoyed it?
We had
the best
such a good
time
picking out our outfits, deciding like what to wear, how to do our hair. And like I said, we've been hibernating and hermiting a lot recently.
We don't go out.
And so we were like, I mean, like I know I was so happy. I was like, oh my goodness, like we're going to get to go out and meet people. And I didn't know you knew Jahim. And I love him. Like he's like so great. And so it's good to see some friends.
Yeah, it was like a reunion of like, I just tried to get a bunch of people. I mean, I knew everyone, but like I didn't know that everyone knew everyone too.
Right, yeah, so it was really great. Cool. And Daniel was there, who we know because of the Ned's Declassified podcast. Yes. And then he knew like 12 other people. It was like everybody, it was so much, it was like, all right, it is a small world.
Yeah, very.
Yeah, and too, like Coca-Cola, I talked about it on the very first episode. It's my life. Like I live off of it. I have probably 2 of them a day.
She went right up and she took one of the hats.
I got a hat.
Giving out.
That's mine.
And I wear it like constantly.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Yeah. So let's back up. How did you guys meet?
In Austin.
Yes, that's where I currently live most of the time.
Do you ever? Whoa. Do you ever Whoa.
Yes. No, yeah.
Correct.
For sure.
It's true.
Do you ever have plans or like think of coming out to LA and living here?
I think if there's something that brings me here and like keeps me here, you know, obviously, you know, I want to get into acting. So if there's anything that just has me here, that's the goal. But as of right now, a lot of the things that I do can just be a little trip. Only time, this is the longest I've stayed here. I'm going to be here until November 1st. So it's almost a month, and I'm just going to be here, do different events, great things like this, you know, different opportunities. So it's been really cool, and I think that for now is what I'm fine with. Just a little back and forth.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, totally. It gets it exciting. I do love traveling, and I hope you like traveling too, because you do a lot of it.
Yeah, you have to at that point.
Yeah. But yeah, we met in Austin through our lovely friends over at Podco. And I mean, that was your first time meeting a lot of the people over there too, right?
Yeah. First time meeting almost all of them.
Awesome.
So, and it was that whole weekend was just amazing. One, because I didn't have to come here to do something like that. And two, it was just like all of the amazing, talented people that I've watched growing up or even now through social media. Just was right there swimming in the pool.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And the coolest thing too is like, as soon as like they walked in, they knew exactly who you were. They're like, oh my gosh, I've seen your content. Like, let's do something. That's like, that must be the coolest thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that's been really fun for me, just collaborating a lot with people who I would have never imagined meeting in general anyway. And then now it's like they know who I am just from what I've done on social media. And now we're friends and we hang out, make content, and I'm like, it's just full circle.
Yeah. Totally.
That's awesome. And you recently started making content with American High Shorts.
Yes.
Is what I've been seeing.
Yes.
That's really like the little skits. I love it.
Yeah, it's like a Saturday Night Live type vibe. Cool. Every once in a while, or really they bring out new people every other week or so. It's in New York, so I've been there twice now. And you're there for a few days, and like every day it's just this long production schedule of like how many skits we're gonna film, the table, you know, brainstorming and everything. So it's really cool, and it's just like on social media for everyone to see and rewatch instead of, you know, like obviously Saturday Night Live is just a show all at the same time. You know, they drop the content every single day. So yeah, it consistently brings you back to the page, and I'm glad I'm in a lot of those skits, so you'll see a familiar face.
Oh yeah, we do.
Yeah, no, I see you on my For You page often now, and it's never on your account. It's on the college life.
Yeah.
Those videos. Yeah, I see you on some of those too, and I'm like, oh, there's Charles.
Yeah, because I mean, they started off just making high school relatable content, but I think recently this year they had a college page that aired. So now we do stuff that's around high school and then college experiences. So it's like fun for everyone.
Yeah. So take us back to what was the first like TikTok that you posted that was like, oh, like people like that.
Yeah. Well, the first, so I was back and forth with TikTok. Like it was 2019 when I downloaded it first, and I didn't keep it. Every time I downloaded it, I didn't understand it. I don't know. I was just used to like YouTube and Instagram, and I would download it and I wouldn't understand it, so I deleted it. Then the pandemic hit, and you know, everybody was at home on their phones, so I was like, okay, everyone's on TikTok, so let me download it. And I probably just posted some dance challenge. Like, I hope no one scrolls all the way to the bottom, because by now it'll probably be deleted because it's probably embarrassing. Like, I'm, you know. But
Renegade.
Yeah, Renegade. That obviously did not take off. I'm not a dancer now. But the first thing that really went viral was my Disney parodies, and that's kind of what I stuck with. It was around the time when it was specifically about like Debbie Ryan and like her movies,
right?
And, like,
the
quirky faces and everything. So I did that, and then people were like, you should look at this movie because this has a lot of funny moments too. And from there, it was like I would just get requests to look at a movie and dissect it, and that's kind of what I blew up for. And it was like February or March when I posted that, and it hit 1 million views in like 2 days. And then I hit 1 million followers in 3 months just from posting those videos over and over again.
That is like insane growth. That's crazy. Yeah. I've been watching you for actually a very long time. Like, I remember like seeing your videos, and then when Lauren said she met you, I was like, pourquoi? What? And I just like, it's so cool. Like, I think what like you're doing is so awesome, and I just like, because I guess 2020, I was like 14, right? So like that was like the perfect age range for like me at that time. Like I just remember like laughing and like my little brother loving them too. I'm like, this is good.
Yeah,
quality content.
That's one of the, so I think the very first one that went viral was probably Camp Rock. And then after that, I ventured into, I mean, I've probably done every DCOM by now. Sure. But then High School Musical came, and that was another one. And this past year, I actually went to where they shot the movie.
Yeah.
So I went to the first, or the high school, and then in the second movie, when they were at the resort, I went there too.
Oh, so, that's in New Mexico, right?
No, that's what they want you to think. It's actually in Utah.
Oh, is it really also in Utah?
Yeah, they're both in Utah. The school is in Salt Lake City, and the resort is some other place in Utah that I forgot the name. Okay. But it was about 3 hours away, so it was a whole trip I had to do just to go and shoot content. But in the movie, it was based in like Albuquerque, New Mexico, and
that's
maybe Arizona for the second one. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely very Arizona landscape.
Yeah. So was there like a moment when you were like, you knew that this was going to be like what you were doing, like career-wise? I mean, obviously you were at UT Austin running track. Yeah. So how was that transition into that? You were doing them at the same time. Yeah. So I didn't know that I could actually do this as a career until last year, until I was actually done. Okay. I was kind of not really forced out of being done with track, but I got really sick at my final track meet that kind of decided the future of my, I guess to put it in a different term, like let's say I got hurt at the playoffs. So I couldn't compete, couldn't move on to like the big stage. So right after that, I was done. And I was like, well, I've been creating for 3 years. Like, this is my next step. I want to get into acting. I don't just want to do track. I don't want to just be an athlete. I have different talents. I'm the true Troy Bolton. You are.
I've been juggling my talents for a long time. And with sports, it's very common that you can't do everything at once because they want you so focused on your sport. So after that, after I was sick and I was in the hospital for like a week too.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was like in and out, just going back and doing tests and stuff. And but yeah, after that I was like, well, it's not really likely that I'll run again this year. So took the rest of the year off, and I started training again earlier this year, actually. But I was like, I'm traveling back and forth to LA, doing different huge things, and I don't want to sacrifice, all of the things I'm doing now to try to hold on to my track career. But I'm still very involved with track. I do content for different pages, like the World Athletics page. I went to Europe and covered that World Track Meet. So I'm still involved with both, but now I can just do content, in the track world and kind of bring awareness to that.
That's crazy. If you ever want to run out here, I sneak onto a lot of tracks out here.
Yeah, I think I have to do that now. I'm not really, a little removed from the track world, so I don't have that same, I run track. No, I used to now.
Nope.
So, but yeah, no, it's been really cool, and that's how I kind of realized that I could do content and, all of the things that I'm doing now full time, because even it ties, everybody's on their phone, everyone has social media, so putting your talent out there and even tying it in with track as I was doing, or as I'm still doing, it's like I get the best of both worlds. Yeah. I'm on fire today with the Disney references. Best of both worlds.
Yeah, no, that I totally like the whole Troy Bolton thing of like wanting to do both worlds. Like, I think so many people struggle with that because a lot of people for some reason think like athletics is one thing, arts is another, but everyone has, even you're a dancer, and dance is like so incorporated with the arts and sports that like
both.
Everyone deals with it.
Exactly.
And I also think of it too, and like actually Ash was saying this, but like when people like go home from their careers or their sports events or whatever they're doing, they're going home and they're consuming creative content.
Yes.
That's what they're doing.
Yeah. And in my case, I was creating it.
Right.
I was going home from track practice just like exhausted, and after I did my homework, I'd just be, like, well, let's make some videos, like, So I was juggling it for a long time, and I did it successfully. Like, it was fine. I guess they were both equally good, but, I knew I'd have to make the decision if I wanted to be great, I'd have to figure out where to separate my time, how to, do that. And it's definitely a challenge, but once you find that balance, it really worked.
Well, because too, you were also juggling school. So that's like three huge different things that you're juggling. Did you find that like creating and being an athlete and being in school was a lot?
I would say at the time I started, it was you know, like the COVID era was obviously a blessing and a curse because it was disastrous, but it took us that time to like step back and realize, okay, we're at home, you know, how can we get back to creating or being happy when there's not much going on that you could be happy about, like finding your own happiness.
Yeah.
So at that time I was doing online school because I was, you know, at home studying. So I was able to juggle it fine because I would do my courses in the morning, have track practice after that, and then come home and the rest of my day I could just edit, film, and it worked. It worked. So once I kind of got back to fully in-person classes, then I had to figure out a little bit like, okay, maybe I should just dedicate a certain day to filming but yeah, I figured it out.
And you posted, like, you did the every single day thing. Do you still do that?
I don't as much because at this point, it's not that I feel like I don't need to, because I think you have to be consistent in whatever you like to do, but I feel like I was posting every single day because I was kind of chasing like, okay, people need to see me every day so they know who I am. So now I'm a little bit more established to where I don't have to do that every single day if I don't feel like it.
Right.
So.
Which is important too, because I feel like there are days when you just can't, like, or you just don't, it's not the day, you know? And so that's nice that you're at a place now where it's like, okay, today's not the day, tomorrow.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm reaping the benefits of when I was doing that.
Of
you know,
course.
I was putting in the work every single day, posting twice a day sometimes, and now it paid off. And, you know, I have bigger goals outside of just social media, content creating. So, you know, I realize I don't have to break my back, you know, doing that if I don't feel like it.
Well, we want to talk to you about that too, like your goals for like the future and what you're doing outside of social media. So you say you're getting into acting, and like what genre do you see yourself in? Like, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I definitely want to get into comedy acting more. I do a lot of stuff, obviously, on my own. You know, I've made short films, and it's always been a one-man show. So, I mean, that is a form of acting and directing, producing, writing. But I want to be in someone else's production for a change,
for sure.
you know, learn how to act with other people. I was in theater almost all of my life. So I just want to get back to that, you know, get back to the memorizing the script and going off of people and just improvising and having fun. I love improvising. So, you know, whatever opportunities come after this strike, I would love to get into it.
Yeah. It's been a weird time, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's been going on 5 months.
Yeah. May.
Yeah.
No,
So
that's a long
it's been a long time, and I think too, like, for us, we're blessed that we've been able to work on like other creative things, and obviously you have other creative things you can work on outside of the strike, so that's such a blessing. But I know that once it's over, we're gonna be so excited to get back to work and everything.
Me too.
I wanted to ask you too. Have you ever ran out of like DComs and you're like, what do I do next?
I think sometimes I feel like I have, and then I go back in the archives and I'm like, no, I haven't. Like, there's so much content to do. Like I said, I posted my first High School Musical video in 2020, and there's always something new to point out, something new to find, whether it's like something I didn't notice, like in the second movie when Chad, they're singing by the pool and he drops his mic in the pool, and it's like, you know, there's different things that I can see that I would think would be cut out, you know, but it's like different, I guess, editorial mistakes that I like to point out and just kind of pick fun at. But yeah, it's like every time I rewatch a movie, I can just find something new. And instead of trying to like squeeze all the moments into one video, I can break it up and like post different parts of different movies, you know? So, but I have been diversifying my content a lot more lately. TV
I saw
shows
Annie.
Annie. The Annie
Classic ones were good. They were so good.
Yeah, just like diversifying it, because not everybody knows Disney movies and is the biggest fan, you know, as I'm sure we are. But yeah, I've done music videos, original skits based off of certain TV shows or movies. So yeah, I'm really getting into like diversifying it so that I don't run out.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I was gonna ask you too, like, do you just see yourself continuing to do like nostalgia type content, movies, you know, plays, music videos, things like that? Or is there any other kind of content, like if you were just given a reset button, that you would like to make one day?
Yeah, I think I'll always be known for the nostalgia just because I've kind of made my own lane in that. But of course, if I had to do anything else, it would still be comedy. I would still, you know, hopefully just try to stand out, because a lot of people, I think what separates me from some people is the very specific nostalgia for the Disney movies and things like that. They come to my page because they know current, thing that's going on. But if I could just stand out and make the best comedy skits that no one's seen, like I just want to be original and make people come to my page because they know they're going to see something other than just a regular comedy skit that other people have probably done before.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm always trying to find new ways to do that, and that's why I made 2 short films last year and just kind of sat down and, figured out what is a story that I could tell that hasn't been done before. So I want to definitely keep doing that and venturing into that. And I also want to get more into music because I make music too.
Okay, so do you sing? Do you produce? Do you write the track? What do you do?
I do everything. So
Wow.
I sing. Obviously I started off singing,
Yeah.
and then once I realized, okay, I can write music too. Now I need a track with it, so I gotta produce something. But sometimes I have other people produce the instrumental, but I for sure write and sing. And I released a song a few years ago, but I haven't done that since because a lot of people really just know me for my videos, so it wasn't as supported as maybe it would be now. But I just have to kind of try it again.
Well, and my other thing with that is I brought up this book so many times, The Creative Act by Rick Rubin. And he talks about having an abundance mindset and how just like not being afraid to put things out there because there's always going to be something more, another idea. Like, so like when you're like, I think it's good. I think like you should be releasing music, and I think that people are going to grow with you in that sense. And it's going to just like, as long as you're you, your people are going to follow you as long as they support you, you know? So I think that's like, I think that's cool. I think that's great. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, that is a good point. I think at that time it was just the height, or not, well, I guess not the height because I'm not done yet, but when I was just really growing on social media just for the acting and the comedy videos, I would say like, oh, I also run track, or I also make music, and they'd be like, that's cool. Now, when are you going to post another High School Musical video? So I got that so many times, I just stopped. I was like, okay, well, you'll get it when I put it back out.
No. Okay, you have amazing eyes on you, though. Like, can we talk about Viola Davis?
Yes, I thought you meant my
Like, oh, yeah, you got good eyes.
You got some sparkling.
Yes.
No, I mean, like, Viola Davis. I was,
Yes.
like, on her Instagram the other day. You're just casually on her story.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
Has there been like somebody that you were like, no way?
No, that was that. That was Viola Davis. She is
imagine.
my favorite actress, actor, in general. I love everything that she's in. And when I saw that she reposted my video and like posted me on her story, that was like the craziest moment. And it's been a lot of those, just like either seeing them in my likes or comments, and then for her to actually repost it, that's like the best of it all, because like, oh, she didn't just like it, she loved it. She even shared it.
She wants everyone to see.
That was crazy. And I mean, that's what I love about doing this, especially like we were talking about earlier, the fact that I do a lot of movies in general. The stars from those movies interact with it, and they know who I am now, or they comment, support. So that, I mean, that's just been really amazing.
That's
incredible.
Gotta be so fun.
It's incredible.
Just to like, you know them and that they know you.
Yeah,
That's
they've
so
seen
ridiculous.
my face. She's seen my face before.
Yeah. No, I'm reading her book right now. I'm like in awe of everything she is, and we're rewatching one of her shows. I'm
Yeah,
just
really
like, it's so good.
For your like track career and everything like that, like, I mean, you ran with the Big 12, you ran the NCAA, like, that's some big like conferences that you got to go to.
Yeah.
If TikTok never happened, would you ever have tried to continue that?
Yeah, for sure. I think at one time I just figured I'd be like a professional athlete. I always deep down wanted to do everything at the same time. But once I got into college and they kind of discouraged that a little bit, I was like, if I'm doing really well in track, I can be a professional athlete, and then when I retire, get into acting. But who knows, you could retire from sports in like your late 30s or whatever. I'd have to wait that long to pursue my other passions.
True.
So I think if TikTok never happened, I'd probably still be running. But the thing about track specifically, and one of the reasons why I stepped away from it, competing wise, is that the pay isn't that great for the physical labor. And that's with a lot of stuff that we do. I mean, obviously the entertainment industries too. There's always something that could be better. And I kind of figured, okay, I'm able to make my living now making videos and having fun, not putting myself through all of the physical pain and mental stress as sports does for you, or does to you. I realized that I can take that step back. I ran track since I was 6 years old. You know, I just turned 24. So all of my life I ran. So, you know, I finally was getting into something else. And, you know, I was like, I had a great time. I had amazing experiences, competed at big track meets like the Olympic trials, and just had so much fun running, to where I was satisfied with how things went. Because you can't choose when you end your career or your season. So it's like, you just got to accept it.
Yeah.
And like, what does your family think about the track and then about social media and everything you're doing? I'm sure they're over the moon excited for you.
Yeah, they always support me with whatever I do. I think when I was sick at that last, like at the biggest moment, it was kind of just scary, like not knowing what was next. And I think for some time, everybody, not just my parents or, you know, anybody who knew how talented I was at track and field, they expected me to just keep on going. And when I wasn't, they were really confused, like, you're so talented, like, you know, why are you stopping? But once they kind of understood the same thing, and there's so many stories about track and field athletes who have ran at the Olympics who are almost homeless, like from not getting paid enough to support your travel and your everything you need, like the diet that you have to take care of, and personal trainers and all of that. Like, all of it combined can put you in a deficit if you're not getting paid enough. So even people that were close to me were having the same thing. And I was like, okay, I'm very fortunate enough to have this other avenue where I'm making money from home and doing something that I love. So once my parents and everyone else realized that, they're like, go do your thing. And now, I mean, they've always supported me, but even now they're just so excited every time I travel somewhere, or any video that I share. My mom is like always sharing it and showing everybody, and she plays it on the TV. Like, you know, it's a lot. A lot of my family just watches my videos, and I love that. I love the support.
Yeah.
Now, how many wigs do you own at this point?
Oh, that's
yeah. I for sure have more than 50.
Oh my goodness!
I had to get a rack. And had to get a rack in my. I have a like studio room.
Yeah.
So at first they were just. I don't even know what I used to do with them, but they'd just be everywhere. So I was like, let me make this presentable in case someone comes in my house and it's like, what's all this hair on the floor? But yeah, there's different characters, and like I never get rid of them. I never get rid of anything. Like I don't. Unless like a shirt or something is way too small and I can't wear it, of course. But other than that, like clothes that I might not wear as much anymore, I always find that I need it eventually, because there's always another character that I need to play who wore a red shirt that had a, you know, like, so all the wigs and all the clothes and costumes, I just keep it. And anytime I have another video that needs another character, I'm just like, let me scroll around this wig rack and find the Troy Bolton wig or the Hannah Montana.
Yes. Well, you know, me and you both. I mean, I had a Hannah Montana wig when I was like 4 years old, you know?
Yes.
That's so funny. I often wonder, now that I've been thinking, sitting here, what are your kids going to think one day
Yeah.
about your content? Like, are you going to be that dad that's just like embarrassing your kids? You think they're going to love it?
Back in my day, I made TikToks. And
I had 50 wigs.
Yeah. Hopefully, there's going to be a lot more to show other than that. I mean, I know there will be. But yeah, it's going to be, I mean, even looking back at like when, well, I guess when I was growing up, I know we're not that far in age, but still, like, you know, there was Vine and like all these other platforms that we thought was going to be it, and then it's like something
else is going to come.
So it's like I don't even know what will be here by the time the kids come around. But yeah, I mean, by then that'll just be something. Oh, I grew up and did TikTok. And now I'm on the TV. You can come to the premieres and stuff. So
that's crazy.
That'll be fun.
That's gonna be crazy one day. Well, what piece of advice would you give to young artists or people that want to start creating or get into acting?
Yeah, I think it's just as far as content, because I'm still trying to get into acting myself, so I could take the advice too. But as far as creating and just sharing your talent, it's just as simple as doing it. Like, you can't be afraid to put yourself out there and show your unique story and your talents, because I started on TikTok in 2020, and that's the only place that I posted. But I was like, I don't want to share on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube, because like people might not receive it as well as TikTok. Like, I have family that follows me on Instagram. Like, they're not used to this content. They're just looking for track or whatever else. So once I got over that and just shared it anyways, that's how I grew more, and just consistency. Even though sometimes in the early stages I was like, I think I should have gotten way more views on this, or, you know, it's not about that. It's about who sees it, and if you're proud of it you know, what you can take out of it and how you can help other people. Because whenever we're having a bad day, we might get on social media and try to find a funny video.
Right.
So knowing that
Right.
I can be that for somebody and they can get value out of that, it's really inspiring. So I'm glad that I can continue to do that. So just do it and put yourself out there.
Yeah, and you are so like down to earth. I love talking to you. Like
Thank
you
you.
just have so much just knowledge. It's amazing to
Thank you.
sit here and
Yeah, I'm really glad I could be here. I obviously
Yeah.
been watching and supporting, so to be here on the other side, it's amazing.
Yeah, well, that's crazy. And I mean, do you have any like mentors or people that you just look up to in regards to anything?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the people like Christy
Yep,
Carlson
Christy
Romano,
Carlson Romano, shout out.
and David, and just all of the great people that came before me. They always have like the best advice, or when it comes to like collaborating, they're just super down to earth and fun to work with. So
Absolutely.
it's cool to know that, you know, people that I watched and, you know, that I know and love, like they are helping me out, and I could just hopefully give that to you all. You know,
Yeah.
keep inspiring you to put your content and everything that you're proud of out there. But people that I look up to, like in the industry, I loved Raven Simone. You know, she was kind of the same genre of like the comedy and just different characters. So that was one of my inspirations, watching her show, and
Amazing.
Yeah.
she's interacted with a few of my videos. So that's
Aw,
really
it's
cool.
sweet.
But yeah, and Eddie Murphy, just a lot of talented creators or creative people that are funny and not afraid to like play other characters and push the boundaries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you might say like this might be a weird question? Don't do. If you want to get started in content or acting or industry, probably don't do this.
I think all I can think about is like, don't be too hard on yourself, or don't do it for the wrong reasons, because, you know, we all have to make mistakes in order to grow. So there's nothing that I've been like, oh my goodness, like, you know, I shouldn't have did that. But I would say like now, just make sure that what you're putting out there, you don't mind if somebody sees it, or, you know, like, because sometimes you might post and be like, oh, it's just going out to my few followers, but stuff goes viral and stuff picks
Yeah.
up. Anybody can see it at any time. So just always put your best self forward and represent yourself, because you never know who's watching. Like, Viola Davis could be watching. Had I done something I wasn't proud of, I'd be embarrassed.
Yeah,
No, I had this
exactly.
dumb video go viral when I was like a sophomore. I like bought a safe because my sister kept stealing my candy, so I bought a safe and to put it in. I was like 15. I made this dumb video and I got like 5 million views on TikTok.
Oh my God.
I was like, I don't want to be known for that.
You're the safe girl.
No, and then I really embarrassed myself. Do you know Avatar: The Last Airbender?
I was talking with Ava and I was recording it and I go, Ava, have you seen Avatar: The Last Airbender?
No, you say, have you
Have you seen The Last Airbender?
And I went, I haven't seen the first Airbender.
Oh.
And the network commented on my
I would have just kept that to myself.
It got like 1 million views.
So fun.
So terrible. But I thought we were talking about Avatar, like Way of Water. So she's like,
Have you seen The Last Airbender?
I was like, I haven't seen the first Airbender.
Ooh. I have no words of support for that one, but
You're like, the don't do advice, that's for
that's
that.
it. Yeah. That's it.
And then like 10 years, dream role. Where are you? What are you doing?
Oh, I definitely want to be acting and just a known name in comedy, just somebody who is unproblematic, you know, someone that I know not everyone is going to love you, but, you know, something that people can't say, like they have negative things to say about me, you know. I always want to be someone who everyone can get along with, someone who is a safe space for people to enjoy and just laugh. So yeah, just acting and meeting Viola Davis in person. No, I'm not gonna
It's gonna
let that go.
Viola, if you're watching
Have you ever
this.
thought about like stand up?
I haven't. I don't know if I could do that. I'm very like, I love improvising, but
Yeah.
I don't know about like writing the,
Yeah.
you know, if it's
It's a
live.
whole thing,
Yeah,
yeah.
I would definitely get back into like Broadway or like theater acting live before I would do stand up, I'm sure, because I just love the, you know, the
Yeah.
acting with people and the
course.
improvising and comedy. But yeah, I just want to continue to do that. 10 years, I probably should have a family by then. I don't want to get too old and
Kids
gray.
will watch the
Kids.
TikToks.
Yes,
Yeah.
Pull it out the, you know, watch the TikToks and everything.
Do you have a favorite show, musical, theater?
Ooh, that's hard. I love Hamilton. I think that's easy. I
Yeah.
think I just saw MJ the musical. I saw it Earlier this year.
Okay.
Yeah, amazing. I will go see it anytime there's like a new change, and I'm even going to see it in Dallas when it comes on the tour. That's a different show from Broadway in New York. But yeah, love that. That was a really good one. I saw Aladdin, so I just love shows. I love music, and it inspires me every time I'm in the audience. I'm like, I got to get back to that.
Yeah. It's such a community and like working with people, and it's like an energy on a stage, and it's live, and the audience, you feed off the audience, and it's incredible.
Yeah, I really love theater and can't wait to get back. Even Aladdin, I was in Aladdin Junior in middle school. There's so many like full circle moments. Like I was in the Camp Rock play, and now I make content about that. So it's just a lot.
I love that.
I feel like life just works like that. For us, we've had a couple of those moments, just full circle, and I think it's just like divine appointments that are just meant to happen. And they do. They happen when they're meant to. So.
And now we're here.
And now we're here. And we thank you so much for being on today. Like, this has been a wonderful chat.
Where can we find you?
Anywhere under CB3. My name's Charles Brockman III, but nicknamed CB3 sometimes, you know. So Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, even Facebook. I got to make that money. So you know what I'm saying?
Got that monetization.
So yeah, anywhere there.
Amazing.
Thank
Amazing.
you,
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Thank you all.
Bye. Yay!
And Kat.
Charles, that was so great.